Car Lords, how's it going? Today we're going to be learning how to wrap taillights in some nice little ricey tint. It's going to look cool when we're done. This isn't going to be like last summer when I smoked the taillights on my Focus. We're actually going to properly tint some taillights on my friend's Volkswagen Golf. So at any moment, Brandon's going to pull up in his Volkswagen and we'll get to doing this little tutorial. Now, Brandon and I both worked at some vinyl wrapping shops in our past employment history, but neither of us really know what we're doing. We were only at those shops for a few months, but we've got a basic idea, so we'll run you guys through what we know. Watched a couple YouTube tutorials. I think we'll be okay. Okay guys, so here's Brandon's Golf. It's a lot different than last time we saw it in like last summer's Muskoka video. But anyways, to get started on these lights, we're gonna clean really deep around the edges, get real deep in there so that we can make sure there's no dirt. That way when we wrap the tint around, it's not gonna peel up after like a few months because there's dirt under it. So we'll make sure it's real clean. We're just gonna use water. Brandon already washed the car earlier today, so just a bit of water and shoving the vinyl squeegee deep down in there, that should be good enough to make sure it's nice and clean for the tint to stick. Please ignore these shadows. The sun's like, it's like literally right there. It's like 10 feet away from me. But anyways, now that this is cleaned up, we're gonna start wrapping it. So Brandon and I are just basically gonna pull it tight, lay her down, and then we'll start getting all the air out. But before we do that, we are going to spray that same water that we had before. We're gonna spray a bit on the vinyl surface, like on the sticky side, and a little bit on the light. That'll just slow the adhesion process down so that we can manipulate it more to get it really nice and wrapped properly around the light. If you do it without that, the vinyl's just so sticky that basically you lay it down once and you're fucked. So make sure to spray just a little bit of water on the vinyl before you stick it down. So now that we have the vinyl laid over the light, we basically just tacked it onto the body of the car on each side to hold it into place. And now Brandon's gonna push all that water out from underneath the vinyl to give it a nice stick. And in any of these corner spots, we're gonna heat it up, force it into place, and we should get a really nice seal on these lights. These shouldn't be too difficult to do here. So as you guys can see, we've got it nice and pushed against the edge of the light here. Don't be afraid to get in there with your finger just to push any little bit more to the edge. Now Brandon's gonna work his way down that way. As you can see right here, we've got some water bubbles, so we're gonna work those out as we go and just force it down into the edge. Basically what we're doing right now is we're working on one side and then we're gonna go over to the other. So we're just gonna focus on this piece of the light, and then once that's done, we'll start working on the other light. Just to section it off, make it a little easier to work on. So guys, now we've cut a slice down in between the lights, and we're just gonna separate the two pieces so that they don't stick together. We're gonna finalize the first light by folding the vinyl down in between. And when you're doing that, you wanna heat it up too, because the vinyl actually has like an elastic memory. So its memory right now is to be flat, but we wanna heat it up and reprint its memory to be curved around that light. So it'll actually stick there and it's not gonna come off. So now guys, Brandon's gonna run the blade along the body of the car. Be very careful not to scratch the paint on your car, because that's not a good thing. So by running the blade along the body, you get about a 1/4 inch of vinyl that you can push in with the squeegee and actually tuck away and make sure your vinyl is not gonna peel up. And again, when you go around this to push it in with the squeegee, you wanna be heating the vinyl so that way you're creating a new memory for the vinyl to remember it's curved instead of laying flat. Okay guys, so this side, it's looking mint. We fucked up one of the corners, but just don't look at that part. Now we're gonna relift this tint that we just stuck down there, spray it down again, and repeat the process. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the light on this side of the car. Now we're going to repeat the process on the other side, and as you guys saw in this last bit, it required a lot of heating, a lot of respraying water to get over this edge of the light, but everything went fine. We just took our time and really made sure that the vinyl is going to stick and we're not going to have any issues a week later. Now when we repeat the other side, obviously we're not going to make you guys watch it again, but we will show you the finished product once we get this all cleaned up. So here we have a comparison of the two. We even tinted that little reflector down there. So on this side, it's so red it actually blends in with the fire truck red of the car. And the lights are a little bit smoked. It's kind of hard to tell on camera because it is a nice light smoking, but it's a bit darker. It's noticeably darker in person, especially in the little white reverse area down at the bottom. It's gonna look good once we're done. Oh baby, there we go. Got the bottom reflectors tinted, got the tail lights tinted, matches that nice black badge. Baby. Ooh. Now for our first time, they're not perfect, but you know, it's our first time, so suck a dick. We did it. All right, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys learned something. I know it wasn't the greatest tutorial. We didn't exactly go step by step, but you watched us do it, and if we can do it, you can do it. So, inspiration. See you later.